So, our first match of the Premier League season is here, and it's a big one. A fixture with a lot of history and big score lines. Arsenal versus Man United. Old giants now turned into Netflix FC and the mid table randoms. Arsenal's preseason has been steady rather than spectacular, but they arrive at Old Trafford looking organised and fit. Though history will tell us Arsenal looking good in August doesn't always mean much by May. They started off with a 1-0 win over AC Milan in Singapore, a match that felt more like a light training session than a statement of intent. Wins over Newcastle and a 3-0 Emirates Cup victory against Athletic Bilbao showed they can break teams down. But losses to Spurs and Villarreal were reminders that when you put them under proper pressure, they can still unravel. Villarreal, in particular, made them look far less like title contenders and more like a side still working out the basics. Mikel Arteta has strengthened again in key areas. Victor Gyökeres leads the line now, finally scoring against Bilbao. And while Arsenal fans will advertise their goal for weeks, we've all seen strikers look sharp in pre-season before disappearing when the real games start. Martin Zubimendi adds composure in midfield and looks like he's been there for years, but neat and tidy doesn't always survive a night at Old Trafford. Bukayo Saka remains their biggest threat, always direct and always involved, though Kai Havertz showed he still has the technique to change a game, though consistency has never been his strongest suit. For United, the key will be stopping Arsenal from getting into their passing rhythm early, when they've been pressed high and rushed on the ball, like Spurs and Villarreal managed. They've struggled. Their full blocks push up so much that space opens behind them, and if United can hit those areas quickly, Arsenal could be made to chase. The main players to watch will be Gyökeres with his movement, Saka cutting inside from the right, and Zubimendi trying to set the tempo. Shut down those three and Arsenal's fluid football can start looking very one-paced. They'll come to Old Trafford with confidence and a clear plan. But Arsenal having a clear plan in August is nothing new. It's whether they still have one by the time winter rolls over that really matters.
Yep, so moving on to Manchester United, our preseason has shown both promise and room for improvement. A 2-2 draw against Everton, a penalty shootout win over Fiorentina, and a big 4-1 victory over Bournemouth. With Hoyland, Patrick Dorgu, Ahmed Diallo, and young Ethan Williams all on the score sheet in that game. The attack has looked fluid, sharp, and confident, but there are still defensive gaps Amorim will look to close before facing a side like Arsenal. In terms of transfers, United have gone huge in the market, around £200 million on three big attacking names: Brandon Mbeumo from Brentford, Matthias Cunha from Wolves, and Benjamin Šeško from RB Leipzig. Šeško is a 6'5", strong in the air, deceptively quick, and clearly a long-term centerpiece, and an exciting addition. It'll be interesting to see whether Amorim will start Hoyland or Šeško for the match. Hoyland has had more preseason experience, but Sesko's probably better either way. Based on what we've seen in preseason, Arsenal will still have plenty to think about. Hoyland looks sharp in conflict against Bournemouth. Mbeumo brings relentless pressing pace and a big physical body that will hopefully shoulder push anyone who dares stay in his way. Cunha can drift between the lines, create overloads, and shoot from range. And of course, there's Bruno Fernandes, still the creative heartbeat of this team, leading in goals, assists, and chance creation last season. This mix of movement, pressing, and creativity will test Arsenal's defensive structure. So how will United line up? Amorim is going to stick with the 3-4-2-1, Bayern in goal, a back three possibly featuring De Ligt, Yoro, and Harry Maguire. Out wide, Diogo Dalot and Ahmed Diallo could provide the width. In midfield, I'd expect Manuel Ugarte holding alongside Fernandes pulling the strings. Up front, Mbeumo and Cunha supporting Hoyland or Šeško if Amorim feels he's ready. The game plan will be to stay compact without the ball and win it quickly and hit Arsenal hard in the transition, using pace and width to stretch them. In short, United's attack looks refreshed, confident, and dangerous. That Bournemouth game proved what they can do when it clicks. The big unknown is how quickly Sheshko will integrate and how solid the defense will be under pressure. Arsenal, with their creativity through Odegaard, the pace of Saka, and their own summer reinforcements, will be a huge challenge. But one thing's for sure, this opener is set to be an end-to-end high-energy battle at Old Trafford. That's your United versus Arsenal preview. Drop your score predictions in the comments, and thank you for watching.